Well, welcome back everyone to another mod showcase. Hope you guys are having the most wonderful days. As always, my name is Leaf and it's great for you guys to join me today as we check out the latest mods that were uploaded to the Planet Zoo Nexus. Now, before we do get started, as always, a quick little foreword. Modding is not officially endorsed by Frontier. When you do mod, you're not really going to get any help from them. They're just going to say not to. Instead, come to us. Come to the modders. We're always there to help you. If you can't install a mod, we're there to help you out for it. But please keep in mind, modding, of course, not officially endorsed, so if there is like a bug or something, Frontier's not going to fix it for you. Come to us if you ever need any help. The link to the modding servers in the description down below. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. We have a lot of awesome mods. Every single one of our showcase habitats is filled up today, and that just makes me super excited. So let's just jump right in here. With the sand cat, look at this little scrinkly doinkly. This is tiny and adorable. A huge shout out to Gabboi for this remaster because, of course, we all kind of needed this Sandcat remaster. It looks so good now. I'm hoping that we could actually get a good look at it in some good lighting over here. But these guys look absolutely stellar now. New baby models, new adult models for both male and female. It is incredible, and I'm super happy about it. Now, of course, the old Sandcat was a little bit derpy. It gave everyone a little bit of either you're on board with it or you're not. However, I think that this one is much more realistic and much more akin to the one that I saw in San Diego Safari Park. Yeah, I think that's right. And it just looks super adorable, so a huge shout out to Gabboi for this. I think Giorno also helped out with it. So it's just very cool to see that this animal is now shining in all of its respective light. Look how cute it is. Oh my gosh. But let's move on from there. We have a lot of other awesome mods to check out, especially the Andalusian roe deer. These guys are so freaking cool. So we already had a roe deer. I believe that one was made by me, and that was a western roe deer. That was actually a commission I had. But check this one out. This is the Andalusian roe deer. Of course, only found around Andalus, which is kind of like that region of Spain. You could check it out right there, very much southern Spain. That's so cool. I gotta check them out next time I'm over there. So they are so beautiful. Check out everything that's happening with these guys. A beautiful texture, beautiful antlers. Everything is just incredible. Really awesome species to have over here. Lots of really cool color morphs too. Narwhaler is of course the maker of this one. Narwhaler always does such an incredible job with his deer, with his antelopes, with anything like that. Any hoofstock. Knocks it out of the park. Always so cool to see. So these guys are looking absolutely spectacular. Just a really solid animal. And they're based off of, guess what? The gazelle. So that's actually really cool to see that their animations are going to be much better suited for a roe deer over here. Eventually, I do want to port mine over to the gazelle rig because they move very much like that. So that's just very cool to see. They also have interspecies enrichment with the red deer right over here. Ignore the capybara because that one is going to be our next little mod over here. So, you might be checking this out. You might be saying, Leaf, what the hell? Why would you put the lion with the capybara over here? Well, I do want to say that I have officially updated the Capybara Everyone's Friend mod to work on Axie, so now it doesn't replace anything. Now it will not break, as far as we know. So, you guys might be noticing that the old mod allowed for interspecies enrichment with the capybara to be put with pretty much any base game, but you might be saying, oh, there's the American flamingo in there. Oh, there's the Andean flamingo, the Andalusian roe deer, the bat-eared fox. Yeah, so essentially I was able to team up with Hexabit, who made it so that the interspecies enrichment for the capybara gets applied to every single animal you can install into Planet Zoo. Now you can actually have these guys live vicariously through like pretty much any other animal in the game, whether they're a predator, whether they're not. Super awesome mod right over here. Very silly mod. It works in franchise too, so if you guys want to put capybaras with like your lion breeding farms, you can go ahead and do that for some reason. But I thought that'd be a really fun mod to check out today, so that is pretty much it right there. Now we're moving on to an extinct mod. I believe it's the only extinct mod that we have this week. This is the Homotherium. I believe this is a type of saber-tooth cat, not exactly saber-tooth, but it's still so cool nonetheless. So this one is made by Gabboi. I forget who actually commissioned it, but it's so cool to see Gabboi's cat skills translate over to extinct animals such as the Homotherium. Really is super cool. Right over here, you can see that these guys range all over the world, everywhere from, like, you know, Eurasia all the way down to Africa, even North America too. Very cool stuff right there. These guys lived everywhere, but unfortunately they are not with us anymore. So sad. But thankfully we have them in Planet Zoo, so we could still get a good look at these guys. I love the texture on them. They look kind of like a mix between a snow leopard and a tiger. And I don't know, it's just so cool to see. So incredible job to Gabboi right over there. Super awesome to get these very cool, very weird extinct animals in here. An amazing job nonetheless. Now we're going to pop over to the aquatics very quickly, and we have another one of, like, the quote-unquote license mods in here. This is a Slaughterfish made entirely by me. Some small minor edits from Skyrim, so I mostly edited the model just so that it's a little bit more updated for modern graphics. But this is the Slaughterfish mod. I've been playing too much Skyrim recently, and because of that, I was like, you know what, I gotta combine my two favorite games. So I brought the Slaughterfish to Planet Zoo as a new species. Ignore the Manatee right there, we're gonna talk about him in a bit. But the Slaughterfish is a bit of a fun mod for me to put in here. It was rigged by me. It's not as good as rigging as, like, the other fish have, but it's still pretty fun to have. I don't know. I thought it was a very fun thing to throw in here. So if you guys are making, like, any, you know, fantasy themed zoos, any, like, Skyrim zoos, this would definitely be kind of like a standard animal for that. I thought that was super fun to have. Now, of course, this guy would not let us get a word in without making himself known. This is the West Indian Manatee mod. I am super, super happy with this one. So this one was made by Jen. I had it sitting on my back burner for a good few months, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a bit inspired. Let's get this guy released. So obviously, manatees don't have any proper rig in Planet Zoo. However, the gray seal to me works relatively well for it. You get some very minor movements with them. The tail's much better on this model. Originally, I had used the Radical Remake one, but Jen actually found this super cool model, edited it up a little bit more, and it looks so freaking spectacular. Look at these guys now. They're so cute. Look at these little sea cows. There are a couple of skins for them. There's one without the moss, which I know some people would prefer, but there's some with the moss, which I think works very well, especially in Planet Zoo. It's so cute. Unfortunately, we're not really able to edit animations just yet for, like, those dynamic animations, but hopefully soon someone will kind of step up for that and start to make some. But for the time being, this is what we have, and I'm super happy with it. They look super adorable. And now, let's move on to the rest of the aquatic mods that we have. Lots of aquatic ones this week. We have the green sea turtle update. So this one, again, made by Jen for the Aquaria pack, which we'll have some information on that relatively soon. This is just a visual update to the green sea turtle. I forget where this actual model comes from, but Jen did some edits on it and some other color morphs for them. I believe there's, like, a greener one around here. Yeah, there he is. So this is, like, another color variant that you guys can get of these. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. But yeah, super awesome animal to have in your games in case if you guys haven't tried them out yet. And they work pretty damn well in Planet Zoo, which I'm super happy with. Now moving on over here, we have the big boys. Let's check out the big girl first. This is the southern elephant seal. Southern? Yeah, southern elephant seal. The largest pinniped in the world. Super happy about these guys. The female looks so unique compared to, like, the gray seal model. This one is made by Monsoon. Monsoon absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. It's incredible. So these guys have, like, these very iconic big eyes, but I think everyone cares more about the big boy right over here. Check these guys out. Of course, they're called the elephant seal because of that iconic trunk that they have on their nose. Super cool to see that happen. I love their UI right over there. It's so cool. but these guys are looking very, very iconic. Monsoon always does such an incredible job with pinnipeds, so I'm super happy that he was actually able to cover this one right here. Just a really solid animal. I love them so much. That is so cool. I'm super happy that we have some more aquatic mods. It's so cool to see. Now, speaking of other milestones, we have the hooded crane, which brings us to the final modded crane for Planet Zoo. And now you can officially put every single crane species in your zoo. Everything from the red crown crane to crown cranes to all the way to the hooded crane. These guys are looking spectacular. Made by Ginger Toast, this is another beautiful work by him. Super happy to see Ginger constantly updating his craft. And this one really is a culmination of so many different skills he's been able to work on, and it just looks so beautiful. Check these guys out. Oh my gosh. Really incredible work, Ginger. Super happy that we have this. I think we have some crane fans in the audience who are super happy about this too. So it's just very cool to have every single crane species in Planet Zoo. Maybe someone will do a crane zoo, who knows. Now moving on, we have another mod by Jen. This one is the Mhorr Gazelle. It's a subspecies of Dama Gazelle, and it's just very much iconic. We'll check out the Dama Gazelle remaster in a bit, but this one is just so deserving of its own species. The Mhorr Gazelle is the most endangered one, I believe, of the Dama Gazelle subspecies. This one is officially extinct in the wild, and it's only held in like a few little natural wildlife reserves and zoos. Super beautiful animal over here. Jen came back just to do like a quick little job on this one, and it looks so incredible at that. No model edits because it doesn't need any, but it's just a really awesome animal to begin with. Super happy that Jen was able to give us this one. Just a really, really solid animal. Check them out. Moving on from there, we have a newcomer on the scene. You guys might remember Scott. He does a whole bunch of like animal replacements for the exhibit animals, but he actually stepped in to make the yellow-headed water monitor. Check these beauties out. Now, I believe these guys are actually a subspecies. No, they're their own species, so that's kind of cool. Otherwise known as a Cummings water monitor, these guys are so cool and have this beautiful, iconic, bright yellow. Super awesome to see that happen. Scott is incredible at what he does. He is absolutely a master of his craft. And yeah, he just always does such an incredible job with his reptiles. And the yellow-headed water monitor is so cool at that. I'm super happy he was able to actually get this to work on his own. And it's just super, super cool to see that happen. Incredible work, Scott. Super happy you were able to figure out like all the coding and stuff. Welcome to the new species team. Now, we are moving on to the new skins of Planet Zoo. Obviously, the Przewalski's Wild Horse is already a top-notch model, but Gabboi actually stepped in to do some new variants of the coats for these guys. So you can see that these guys have these nice color variants now that really help to represent what you might see in the wild, what you might see in captivity. Just very awesome color morphs that you guys can get for these animals now. Super light beige kind of like looks to them. And you can also get some super dark ones too. I believe this one's the kind of standard base game one. But there's a whole wide variety of different skins for you guys to check out for these ones. They're very saturated, some not so much, but still very cool to have. Just to be able to make these nice, colorful, dynamic herds. Look at all that stuff. Now, our last mod for today is the Adra Gazelle, otherwise known as the Dama Gazelle alternate skins. This is the Dama Gazelle remaster specifically. It helps to touch up just some minor differences in the model itself. They look so cool now. Of course, the Dama Gazelle is just like a very fragile looking animal. So Gabboi actually did some quick little tummy tucks on this one just to make it look a little bit more realistic, and some various different skins for them. So they have different shoulders now. So this is typically what you call a blanket in animal morphology. So this one has like a full blanket, and I believe this one, being the Adra Gazelle subspecies, has kind of like this little white patch in the middle of its blanket. Super cool to see this stuff. Gabboi never disappoints us, and I believe our good friend Mikey actually helped out with this one, so that's very cool to see. But yes, another wonderful remaster for you guys to check out. Super awesome just to be able to have this stuff, and they look so cool just to be able to have in your zoos. And without further ado, that is it for today's showcase. Lots of different cool mods today. that we were actually able to check out, and hopefully we'll have some even more cooler ones on the way for our next showcase. Let me know your favorites in the comments down below. I'm gonna say my favorites are like the freshwater ones. They are so cool looking. But thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna end it right there. Hope you guys had the most wonderful, wonderful days. Check out all of these mods on the Nexus today. Can't wait to see what you guys build with these animals. Have the most wonderful, wonderful days once more, and I can't wait to see you all then. Bye-bye.